Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively. I have the Sunrise Sailing, the dies. It's a hybrid, so it also has an embossing folder. Tanya Dieterlin and I at the Wonder Basement do a once a month Creativity for the Soul, where we pick one of the bundles from the online exclusives. You get a half a package of Designer Series paper, you get full embellishments, full ribbon, or last month it was an ephemera pack. You can do the add-ons. There's all this information on our website, the online Stampin' Up! Online exclusive fan club. So you can get more information there. You can get it on my website. But I used this at camp and I've been playing with it, and I wanted to kind of show you some of the things that I did. One of the things, Tanya and I were talking one day as we pulled out all the dies. When we first decided we were going to use this bundle, it's like, what do all of these do? And she said, well, I always run them all through the embossing folder so that I can see what they do. And I was like, well, that's brilliant. So what we found out was that these make beautiful edges to the waves. You've got some birds, clouds. This goes all around the sailboat. And these pieces, the point is you have this big piece and then it holds this part down. So you have something for the top to attach. So it's a two-part boat. So let me kind of show you some of the things I've done with it, and then I'm going to show you the card that I ended up doing at camp. So you can see what my campers got to do. Come on, hands. I don't know where you are. It's a muggy Monday morning in Indiana. Okay, so I started playing with it. One of these cards is a swap that I got. So I started playing with it and I did some watercoloring on the basic beige, which I liked a lot. This, I textured the die. This is where it cut out the cool waves. It's got some good words with it. It's very much, in my mind, a masculine set, because it has congratulations, you deserve the best, happy retirement, best wishes, you're destined for great things, and ahoy. And yes, I looked up what ahoy meant, because before I put it on a card, it's like when I tell my grandkids you need to know what the word means before you say it. I needed to know what ahoy meant before I put it on a card. Okay, so this one was my best wishes. This is the one I got for a swap. And she layered a lot of the arches dies for hers. It says, wishing you a happy day. I don't know where these words came from. They aren't a part of this. But again, it was a swap. Here's where I use those little sailboats. Congratulations, you deserve the best. And it's kind of a fun fold. Kind of, sort of. Fun cut, I guess. So that's that one. Here's my ahoy with my sailboat. We were in Myrtle Beach 2 weeks ago, so we did a little bit of playing. So to get this boat, I did some watercoloring on the paper before I cut it out, and that's how I kind of got a lot of the colors in the background. It was kind of my fun play with it. And then this is the one they did at camp. So I'm going to show you how they did that. The first thing they did was, the base is basic beige. I used the big sailboat and I used the espresso. I recommend they turn it over like this and tap it. They don't always listen to me. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I have ink everywhere. And I go, that's because you squished it to death. Right? So I put the sailboat here. I put it on the foam mat just because it's kind of a bigger image and I just liked the way it stamped better on the foam mat. There's my boat. Okay. I didn't get these as well as what I want. So I have a choice. I can either try to hit it again, which I do a lot of for fun. It's like a challenge. Or I can turn it over. But first I'm going to try to hit it again. And then if I don't, I'll turn it over. And I'm going to push harder this time. Right there in the middle. Let's see how I did. Oh, it's a little off. So now I can use my other side of the paper. I mean, I'd like for all my videos to be perfect and you see me stamp perfectly, but that is not real life. There's a lot of imperfect stamping that goes on. So you might as well see it in real life. And I love that Stampin' Up! There's my sailboat. I love it that Stampin' Up! Gives us two sides to every piece of paper. So I'm going to move my sailboat to the side so I don't stick my arm in it. And then the way the hybrid embossing folder works is I'm going to line this sailboat up exactly where that is. Can you see that? And then I'm going to run it through my Big Boss. My Big Boss is it's right here behind me. I was going to bring it up on the table and there's just not room. So I ran it through the impression folder, and this was a wow. Every time they did it, they were impressed with their ability to run it through the embossing folder and emboss that. And you can see on the back, well, along with the badly stamped sailboat, kind of what texture it does. So after they did that, we worked a little magic with, look, my friend gave me that. She is the Basement Bunch. It's Debbie Rodriguez. She gave us that at an event we were at, and I love it. So I used my glycerin that I have Wink of Stella in. I'm going to put a little bit in the bottom of this. I'm going to put a little cloud cover refill in here. And I'm going to blend it around with one of our blend brushes. Just kind of get that color moved around there a little bit. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put that on my card. It's magic. This is also a wow thing. So now I've added my glycerin. As it dries, it gets darker. So right now, it just looks really wet. But it'll dry. I'll just let it dry, it'll be fine. So I'm gonna put that right there. Yep, I threw my cardboard on the floor. I'm gonna take an old Wink of Stella and I'm going to go over the base of the boat. I just want to blend in some of that espresso and darken that a little bit. Then up here for the sailboat, I want to use a little bit of my Secret Sea to do that sail, but I want it to move real nicely, so I'm going to mix it with a little bit of glycerin. And it's going to pull that down. Beautiful. The glycerin just gives it a medium to help it move. Just like if you were watercoloring, you could watercolor this on. But each one of theirs looked a little bit different depending on how much ink they put on, how close they got to the espresso, how much glycerin they had on there. It was interesting because you never know what everyone's going to love. Everybody was super happy with this. It was great. As a teacher of fun projects, you always want something that everyone's going to be super excited to create with. Then I added these words. You're destined for great things. In the espresso. And then I needed it to have a little bit of texture to it. Plus, if you have someone in memory care, I swear every time I go to see Mama, I come home and I need to wax something. So This one needed to be whacked. I must have visited the day after I created this. Or after I visited Mama, I created this card. I'm going to use a basic beige base. It has enough color around the edge that I don't feel like it seems like beige on beige. These embellishments can't go on until it sits and dries for a little bit, because that glycerin just takes a minute to kind of soak in. And once I get it all soaked in, and it's beautiful. Okay. So there you go, friends. It is with the embellishments. Here's what else I've created with this. And again, if you join our event, you'll get 4 more projects, not these. You'll get 4 more different projects of things to do with a sailboat. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. Gosh, I hope you have a great day. Happy Monday. Bye.